I'm thankful that you did me wrong, cause now I got it right, I promise you gon' miss me gone. I done seen it all like the first picture phone. They wishing on my downfall with the wishing bone.
Judge in the YSL racketeering trial has given prosecutors an ultimatum. Turn over all your evidence by the end of the week, or there may be a possible mistrial. The latest drama unfolded in court today, with defense attorneys accusing prosecutors of not following court rules.
Now, unless you on cloud 10, unwrap, how you heard the motherfucking word? What's good, y'all? It's yours truly. Once again, HeartBreak Ace. If you're familiar with my content or not, hit that like, comment, subscribe so the algorithm get his breaking content every time I upload. Because the algorithm already know what I'm going to do to him. And I'm pretty sure if you're familiar with my channel, you can tell him what I'm going to do to him. Don't make me have to black your eye, man. Make sure the people get my videos so they can like and subscribe, man. In the words of HeartBreak Ace, I just drunk too whole, clutch with bleach too faded. Nah, I feel good though. But topic of discussion though, while we here, man. Shout out to Paige, Judge Paige Whitaker, man, in this YSL RICO case. She asking everybody in the prosecutor's cell, is you bout it, fool? Because she the illest one in Nebraska and Atlanta. Now, they going through their little emotion, you know, just check the evidence or whatever they're going to use in this trial. And during the midst of that, Paige Whitaker noticed a lot of dirty, it's a bunch of bullshit, to be honest with y'all, that the prosecutors, Fannie Willis' team, been using dirty tactics since the beginning of this case. And she gonna call him out on it. One of the things that was mentioned was around the time when Young Thug was with Rich Gang, which is Birdman. And you know, when Birdman and Lil Wayne had they out with each other, and Lil Wayne tour bus got shot up, and everybody tried to tie it to Young Thug. Well, that's gonna get mentioned in this case as well. But in the midst of that, it's gonna be it's just a lot of dirty shit going on in this case, man. And they really trying to frame Thug, man. And you can call this judge whatever you want to call her, but she ain't just looking out for Thug being biased, because she's calling everybody out on their bullshit. She's a fair judge, man. Like I said, she ain't just standing on business, she's stepping on business and doing a milli rock on that motherfucker. The Harlem Shaking, whatever you want to call it, hopscotch and all, bro. I'm not playing. I guess she trying to let y'all know how lip gloss is popping. Now listen, before I keep commentating and keep going on, you already know what we do when we see an op on the block. We don't sit there, we spin it. Let's spin the block.
In one of the numerous motions for mistrial or to disqualify these prosecutors?
I don't think so, actually.
You don't know?
I said I don't think so.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
Go ahead,
but
share
this is specific about discovery, disclosure,
All right.
and timely disclosure. The state's been caught before. Specifically, I remember a late discovery disclosure that once it was disclosed, it actually had a comment on there that was supposed to be internal that said, do not serve yet. They did it on purpose. And how many times can you say, oops? How many times can you repeatedly, systematically make the same mistake as an experienced litigator and say, it's not bad faith? Okay. Your Honor, I'm just asking that the rules be enforced, because if they're not really rules. They're just aspirational.
All right, I understand.
Superior Court Judge Paige Whitaker made it clear today the state is operating on thin ice. She has repeatedly warned prosecutors that they need to get their act together.
Now, for the first time, we're getting another expert.
Okay.
Never gave us this information before.
Young Thug's attorney Brian Steele is once again crying foul and accusing prosecutors of not following court rules when it comes to sharing evidence in the high-profile racketeering case. The state pushed back on the allegations by the rapper's attorney, whose real name is Jeffery Williams.
To say it's bad faith would mean that we held it back for, that's still not the only definition of bad faith, but we did not hold it back for any, we did not intentionally keep it from them.
Attorneys for the other 5 defendants quickly chimed in, saying former Chief Superior Court Judge Earl Glanville, who was removed from the case, had already admonished the state for the very same practices during the 19-month trial.
We ain't cops. We ain't America's Most Wanted, NYPD Blue. None of that shit you watch.
We something like them.
No, nothing like it.
And I told you I'm a player, and I don't care about none of that.
I used the lunch break to get that information I gave to you earlier. We were officially getting that.
All right. So, all right. Okay. And essentially, you acknowledge, yes, we could have gone ahead and let the defense know we were going to try to get this plotted. You just didn't. And I guess what I need to have happen going forward is that as this trial is going on, first, if there's anything outstanding like that, whether you've got results back or not, or if you're just like, after somebody testifies, you know what, this would be a good thing. Okay. Share it in a timely manner, which is like, not necessarily at the time it occurs to you, but at the time you decide to do it. Don't wait for the results to get back. Don't wait till you're going to call the person to the stand. At the time you say, we're going to do this, you give that information to the defense, okay? And then when you do get the results back, you can say, we're not going to use it after all. Or, we are going to use it, here's the result. And that is going to go, be the rule, be the requirement moving forward for everything. So if there's anything out there right now that's kind of in progress, tell them about it. And moving forward, as things come up, when you decide I'm going to be doing something about this, tell them about it, okay?
Yes, sure.
So what amount of time do you need to get with your team and figure out, is there anything in process?
Friday at 5 too late, or you want me to do
How about Friday at lunch? Okay. Well, okay, I don't know what our Friday is going to look like, but yes, you can share it with them without it being in court. So yes, Friday by lunchtime. And I expect that to be the rule that gets followed moving forward. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Any questions about it?
No.
Okay. All right. So have you had Bernie testify yet?
No.
So when I see on your witness list that you've most recently provided to everybody, that Bernie is listed as your expert or not. I don't know if he's expert with an expert report and phone records for count 2.
That's in the next 30.
Dominant. Okay. So is he then listed again for where?
Yes, he's not in the. He's also in the last 30 set of witnesses for a different act.
And is that the bus shooting?
The Chamel drinks. No, the bus shooting we've already put up evidence of.
So are you planning to call him to say, and here's the plot of everybody for the bus shooting?
No, what we did was we introduced Detective Hearsay to do that, but the defense challenged Detective Hearsay's ability to do that.
Okay.
And so for that reason, we had Agent Bernie to plot them.
Okay. So Hearsay you had attempted the plotting through that witness?
Yes, we had introduced.
Okay.
We introduced and attempted to introduce plots of various numbers. There were challenges to Hearsay's ability to plot various numbers.
Okay.
There were.
All right, but you at no point after you knew you couldn't get it in through Hearsay said, all right, we may be trying to get this in through Bernie.
Did not. No, okay. We never did that. And I want to be clear that it had to do with the line of questions that were put upon Agent Hearsay.
Okay, so I mean, sure, it only came up that this was a possibility after Hearsay testified.
We only decided to do that after that. We were intended to be done with that.
But it's still been 2 months since that time.
Yes.
And so why is an appropriate sanction not at this point saying you cannot use that information through, period. You can't use that information. I can't let Bernie testify to that.
It would be appropriate when there has been some kind of harm and there has been some kind of bad faith. I'm not saying that that's the only time the court makes the decisions. Our argument would be that it should only be employed if there's something, the prejudice.
Yeah, I understand. So how is it not bad faith? And I don't mean this personally, but how is it not bad faith when you've been ordered by a court, probably orally and in writing, that you need to produce things as they come into being and as you know about them, and then you don't do that?
Bad faith would be holding it back for some kind of advantage, tactical advantage. And if we're saying we don't have to put that up until the last 5 witnesses, and we are at witness 80 in a list of 175, giving them the records or the plots now, literally when we have people, when we
okay, so that sounds more like an argument that they aren't really prejudiced because they still have plenty of time to handle it, right?
It's actually for both, because what I was saying is, to say it's bad faith would mean that we held it back for, I mean, that's still not the only definition of bad faith, but we did not hold it back for any. We did not intentionally keep it from them.
Okay.
It's.
So how is it that it came out on Monday or occurred to y'all over the weekend and you produced it on Monday? Is it because because y'all finally got together and said, all right, y'all, what else is there that we ought to be giving them? Why 2 months later?
So it may have been that as we were looking at 30 witnesses out and looking at Bernie, we realized, Bernie.
Okay, so it basically was just the court saying it's time to get organized and it's time to share the details about what your intended trial evidence is going to be that finally...
Like a damn snitch.
Oh, man, that's cold.
Look like you about ready to go tell on somebody right damn now.
That shows contact through the wiretap. There was nothing linking that phone number to Mr. Boyer. I just want to make that clear.
Okay, thank you.
There's nothing that puts us on notice that Mr. Boyer is a person of interest or potentially at all involved or in contact with our clients in this case. I would ask the state who, if I'm permitted by the court, who told him this?
So, as I understand Miss Love's representations to the court are that fellow members of the gang told him. Is that right, Ms. Love?
The basis for his having that knowledge would be his proximity and relationship and association with other YSL members. What I said when I first spoke on this is we would not ask for rank hearsay. We would establish a foundation, and if we don't establish a foundation, if we don't establish that it was a member of YSL, like if he's just like the streets talk, then we would not ask who did it or do you hear who did it and then try to impeach him with what he said.
Okay, so essentially, as long as she lays that foundation, that's the basis of the witness's knowledge.
If they don't establish a foundation, should this tape be played, the ball is in their court to make sure all this is taken out.
All right, you clear about that? Okay. So make sure that foundation is laid before, to the extent you end up needing to play this, that you have laid that foundation before you play it.
That is what I understand the purpose of this exercise. Mr. Zachary now being aware that he gave that August 2015 statement is trying to come up, pull back some of it. So we want to play it to show evidence of the enterprise itself, how it operates, what happens when people tell, and how people react, all of that, we argue that it's relevant evidence and not just hearsay.
Okay.
Well, that is a way to bootstrap hearsay, to say we want to play the hearsay to show the way people react to someone saying the hearsay. But my objection is 157 line 1 to 22. And I'll just say, Ms. Love just keeps saying, Quindarius Zachary is saying what they say, or they said. On 157 line 7, in my notes, Quindarius Zachary says no, and then indiscernible. What indiscernible is Demekion says. Demekion says that they were all in the car. They were all in the car. In what car? In they rental car is what it says on the tape. So he's repeating what Demekion Garlington told him in the jail while he's trying to assert his innocence. And Demekion is putting himself out as being dropped off outside the car and putting Demekion, and then eventually putting Shannon, Mr. Kendricks, Mr. McMullen, and Mr. Cobb in the car. So it goes back to the same argument that I'm making, and I know Your Honor hasn't necessarily agreed with me in the past, but I still have to make the argument that these were statements that Demekion Garlington is strategically giving to Mr. Zachary, not to further any conspiracy, but to get out of jail. And he's trying to put his narrative out there, and that falls under, we provided the cases to the court previously, Stafford, Wilkins, and there's two others, but it's spilling the beans, and there's one of those cases that I've given specifically that had to do with shifting blame.
He tells the police that he doesn't know what in the world made them do that. And he was asked by Detective Gaither, made what do that? And Mr. Zachary says, people who killed him, Shannon, Yak, Nard. And then Detective Gaither says, Nard in jail for kidnapping. Mr. Zachary says, yeah, and Duop. He's then asked what Duop looks like. Then Detective Gaither says, how do you know this? Mr. Zachary says, because they told me. Detective Gaither says, who told you? In August 2015, Quindarius Zachary says, Shannon and Yak told me. Detective Gaither says, why did they tell you that? Mr. Zachary says, we're at the house talking about it. Detective Gaither says, which house? Mr. Zachary says, Thug's house. Question, new or old? Mr. Zachary says, the old one, his condo down there.
None of that is Demekion saying anything that really is like, I was in no way involved in this.
Well, my understanding of what Demekion's saying, and just to add context,
I was involved with all of it up until the point when conveniently I got dropped off.
Right. My understanding of what the story is Demekion's in the car, they're riding down the street. He gets dropped off, people switch cars, and then he says who was in the car ultimately when it pulled off.
Okay, turning now to the Bernie
set of plots regarding the Little Wayne bus shooting, the data, the cell phone records, and their cell site location information was turned over, I believe, in July of 2022, if I am not mistaken. I'm almost certain that we turned it over in the first set of discovery that we served. Okay. So the data that the plots are derived from have been in defendant's possession since July of 2022. The plots that were made at the request of our office were requested after testimony and cross-examination, testimony elicited through direct and cross-examination of our witnesses in the Lil Wayne bus shooting.
Okay.
As a result of some of the questions and answers and the direction that we saw that questioning going, we asked for the plotting of the...
And when did you ask for that?
I'll get an exact date.
Give me a ballpark.
Hold on.
Give me a ballpark. Well, when did these...
in the last 6 months, that's the...
All right.
Give you a narrower ballpark because things were delegated and we did...
Okay. When did these people testify to the Lil Wayne shooting? When was that testimony, roughly? January, June, April? Okay. So at some point after April...
That's a good one. Yes.
Okay, let me ask you this. At the point in time when you think it might be relevant to have a plot of whatever cell phones might have been involved, we've already heard everybody's testimony. Man, we'd like to shore that up with some expert rolling back in here and taking the stand again. We're going to get him to plot this. Would it have been possible at that point in time to share with the defense, hey, y'all, we're going to have our expert that y'all already know about anyway. Go ahead and plot this too.
Yes, that would be... Yes.
Okay. Why was that not done?
So, Bernie did not testify about these. He has...
I know.
Okay. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to give the court first the more precise time that we got those records.
Not when you asked for them, not when you got them, when you asked for them.
Yes. Before I go to that second question with the court's permission.
Okay. Go ahead. How long is it going to take to get that information? Can Mr. Christian work on getting that information?
It's already being worked on.
Okay. I mean, will the answer differ based on when you asked for the information as to why at the time you asked for the information, no matter when that was, you did not, even though you could have, say to the defense attorneys, I'm going to be getting this. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not, but I'm going to be...
All right, y'all, we back. We spent the block one time. Now, y'all might be dizzy. I get it, man, because it was like a 20-minute swerve. But I had to give y'all the details of everything that's transpired. Because this is day 107, 107 of this trial, this long-going trial. But as you can see, man, everything I've been saying since I've been covering this trial, I pretty much been spot on. Bro, they just got a vendetta for Thug, man. Fannie Willis got a vendetta for Thug over her past lover that got murdered, which is Donovan Thomas, aka Big Nut, pause. And she doing everything in her power to try to get something to stick. They trying all these tactics and they all dirty tactics. But Judge Paige Whitaker ain't going for none of that, bro. And it might look like she just trying to be biased and be on Young Thug's side, because if you don't know, her and Brian Steele are old friends or best friends. They got a good relationship, friendship-wise. And you know, Brian Steele is Young Thug's lawyer. So to some people, it may look like she being biased, but that ain't even the case. She's actually a fair judge. And like I said in previous videos, because of all the BS that's been going on in this case, she gonna make sure she on top of everything. And this is why I'm like, our people always trick themselves out of opportunities. Always. Because we had the first two judges. First it was the black judge, which is Granville, the male black judge. And the second one, that didn't even last a day, was a female black judge. They're both gone because they were using dirty tactics. Dirty tactics. Now you got this white woman up here, and people don't want to like her and shit because she white, and it's like the typical old white people don't care about us and they just trying to lock us up. But she been the fairest one. She been given, this is the most breaks Thug been getting this whole trial. And like I said, it's day 107 of the trial. Not how long he been locked up, but just the trial alone. She just being fair in this whole situation. They was never giving Thug a fair chance. Never was giving him a fair chance. And they know Brian still got a high percentage rate when it comes to wins. He got a high winning percentage. So she trying to make sure he don't win this case. She used a lot of resources on this case, spent a lot of money. She been looking stupid a lot in this case, so she gotta try to make this shit stick. Especially that she trying to run, she head DA now, trying to run for mayor, whatever she trying to do, trying to be top dog in Atlanta. But I don't think it's gonna happen because she doing too much right now. Like, she being extra. We have to call her Pam. Pam, get to stepping. You doing too much. You doing too much. And your whole prosecuting team is withholding evidence and all this shit. They trying to find some shit to catch the defense off guard. And if you don't know, when it comes to dealing with court, especially a case of this statute, that is illegal. You can't hold your evidence. You got to kind of let them know what you're gonna approach and all of that, so they can be able to defend it. That's just how it goes. So they've been holding a lot of BS really though, because it's a lot of hearsay. They don't got no real actual proof of nothing sticking. Like I said, and every time it keep coming, is YSL Woody is the main suspect in this. He the one that started this whole situation. He the one that got locked up and didn't want to do the time and started saying a lot of bullshit to get out. And if you watch my previous videos, he said he lied the whole time. In that secret meeting, they told him, don't plead the fifth and don't say you killed Donovan Thomas. Don't say those two things and you go scot-free. They gave you immunity. So they basically give you immunity to lie. Because you already said you killed nothing. Because they trying to get this RICO on Thug. So we already know Thug ain't pulling no trigger. They trying to tie it to Thug, that Thug called the shots. But like I said, it can't be that really, because Thug is the top dog, man. So that's simply these motherfucking young guns, this young niggas trying to then kiss his ass and trying to have their way. So they try to do some shit. They kill the nigga because they end up, because if you ain't being paying attention, Nut and Woody had personal problems with each other already. And Nut had a problem with Thug. Thug had a problem with Nut. So it's easy to see that this nigga, Woody, dumbass, because he's a known killer, he went in the beef and killed that nigga on his own. And when he did it, he wanted to tell Thug about it, thinking he gonna get higher rank, get everything that he been wanting. The same shit he doing now on these 20v1s and stacks of money, that's the life he wanted to live. And he thought doing that was gonna get that for him. But when he saw that Thug was like, nah, which I don't blame Thug, because you making the shit hot and you just caused a whole gang war that I gotta try to cover up. Nah, nigga, fuck you, bro. I ain't showing you no love. And that nigga Woody get mad and then he start doing all this. And Fanny wanted to get Thug because he's a bigger fish. She trying to run for this higher rank, so she gonna get it if she lock up Thug in the whole YSL. That's all this shit is, bro. That's all this is. So I'm glad the judges up there, because y'all niggas been doing a lot of BS, bro. You can't get this nigga a break. Everything is hearsay, but Young Thug can't even get a bond.
Why'd you chuckle?
Huh?
I asked you if you had any issues with Nut, and then you said, and you chuckled. Why?
Your Honor, there was a question posed
Can I ask another question? It's my objection.
Overrule, sir. Overrule. I'm gonna overrule it, okay, for the time being.
It's to answer the original question.
Sir, I've overruled your objection, okay?
So I'll ask you first, why did you chuckle when I asked the question?
I don't know.
Okay. So did you have an issue with Nut back in 2015?
I don't think I did.
But you got motherfuckers like Woody doing shit like that. Now, obviously, you can tell that the nigga laughing because he thought about it. Yeah, I had problems with that nigga, but I clapped that nigga. That's the type of laugh that looked like right there. And this was at the beginning when they had the first judge, Granville, man. Like, but Thug can't even get a bond. But just because y'all trying to get Thug for calling the shots, y'all let the actual killer on a marathon getting all these interviews, all this clap, bro. Y'all spreading the wrong message. How many times I gotta say this? I ain't wishing nobody to be locked up. But why would you have Thug locked up still when you got people like Woody doing what he doing? The nigga already admitted to the murder a long time ago. When they found a way he can get out of that shit, he became a disloyal nigga. And for, even though Thug is the one that turned him from a bum nigga to a nigga that got some shit, and these are facts. That's why he still love Thug. That's why he don't wanna. He trying to ease his way out of this shit. Cause he only lied to them. Cause once they told him he'd get immunity and say the shit that he'll say he can get out. That's what he want to do. And now that he out, he trying to like save Thug too at the same time. But you ain't gonna be able to do that. Somebody gotta go down for this murder. And me personally, even if Thug did tell them niggas to do it, them niggas grown ass men, bro. Just like he going against Thug now, by saying he did it and all this other shit, y'all need to hold him accountable, bro. You can tell a motherfucker anything. But the motherfucker that you said did it is the motherfucker that's gonna get locked up for all this time, but not the actual killer. Nah. Them niggas got into it with that nigga, and he had the other nigga that's cool with Thug and all of them. This nigga Nut got killed by motherfucking Woody, bro. This a fact. That's why he the main witness in everything, bro. Cause he was there, he did the murder. It got back to the Thug. And Thug is a solid nigga. He ain't no snitch in the streets. And at the same time, that was his enemy. So he just ain't gonna say nothing at all. But he also didn't show no love to the nigga Woody for doing this shit. Cause it was stupid. He got beef with the nigga, bro. But like he's doing right now, it's causing too much tension in the neighborhood that he don't need. Too much heat. And I think that's what really happened. Nigga did that shit on their own, bro. Woody pulled the trigger and came on some cheerleader shit, happy to Thug, and he ain't get the motherfucking reception he thought he was gonna get, bro. And Thug simply still stuck in jail because he not even telling on the nigga that actually did it, bro. He just being solid. And it's coming back to haunt him, unfortunately. Man, free Thug until his back. I don't really got no more to say about this, man. But I'm going to keep updating y'all because that's what I got to do. That's my job, you know what I mean? I got to inform and entertain the people and let y'all know about this case. So, till next time, you already know I'm going to be giving y'all more, man. But leave a comment down below and let me know how y'all feel. Man, this world keeps showing me every day and showing y'all what I always say. Love each other. Till next time, it's yours truly, HeartBreak. What's good, Late Bloomer Gang? It's yours truly, HeartBreak Ace. Now, I don't know about y'all, but for me personally, since I could remember as a kid, I've been a geek and a nerd when it comes to technology. Now, I got to have the latest trends. I got to have the nice cameras, all of that, all the essentials for podcasting, especially making these videos to give y'all with high quality audio and visuals. I only go to one place, and of course, y'all know that's Amazon. Amazon got everything you need everything from A to Z, literally. And you know, they got a lot of good prices. Some things are pricey, but you don't have to get that. You know what I mean? I know people be on a budget a lot. We got bills to pay. We got to take care of our kids. We got an everyday lifestyle. I get it. So I made a list for y'all, must have for content creators, for beginners or pros. Just simply go on my channel, hit the link like I'm showing you in this video, and see if it's something that you might like. I'm pretty sure you will. Especially if you want to look good like I do on these videos. Nah, I'm just joking with y'all, man. But you know, man, as always, show love. Show love to each other. It's yours truly. Till next time, it's HeartBreak.